our true self. Hello guys! Thank you for dropping here in my Life Journey channel, and today's share is how can we find our true self. Guys, as I read the book, it's really sounds simple that we know how to find our true self. Yes, the word sounds simple, but sometimes it's very difficult to acknowledge it. It's very difficult to understand where we are in that certain period of time of our life, of our situation. Finding our true self is very important. Why? Because it is about being authentic with your own self, being honest with your own self, knowing your inner feelings. I am sharing this with you guys as I work with myself. I acknowledge myself that I must work and understand the whole me. And nobody can understand or can do that to ourselves except you and you alone. Finding our true self is very important because that is the foundation of our whole human being. We must know ourselves. We must be honest with ourselves. We must work with ourselves and understand ourselves. It will become easier to help and understand others if we know our own self. It's easy to put our shoes into other shoes to understand their situation when we know our true self. It is about acknowledging who we really are. So guys, I hope you bear with me because this is a quite difficult topic. And as what I told you, the words are simple, but many times we are not aware about it. It sounds difficult for me because we are doing the things we used to do. We keep doing the things we used to do without even thinking about it. But bottom line, it is about knowing ourselves, be honest to ourselves, be true to ourselves, respecting ourselves, being in love with yourself. It is very important that we know how to acknowledge ourselves, and by that we can find our true self. To find our authentic self will also begin to light the way forward. We can do that by taking personal inventory. We must be present. We must build our social support system. We must speak our truth assertively. We must take daily action towards authenticity and take a step back to gain perspective. We must recognize internal versus external influences. We must learn to be quiet. There you are. It is very important that we know how can we be quiet because we can listen to our true self, to our inner self when we are quiet. We must practice that daily to be quiet with ourselves, to realize who we truly are, not who want to be. We must find what we are good at and not good at. We must find what we want with our life. We must find what we are passionate. We must ask for feedback. This is very important, guys, that we are open-minded to ask for feedback from other people or from your family and friends. We must accept our relationships. We must find our bravest within. How brave you are to conquer your own fear. Yes, we have to know ourselves, how brave we really are. We must use our reflection to fight our biggest fears, because when we understand who we are, our purpose will finally become bigger than our fears. When we realize who we are, we can focus on our strength and continue to work with full mindfulness of what we are going to do. We can focus on our strength that gives us the needed traction to make a bigger and better difference in the world. When we know our true self, we will find more peace and we will find success than ever before. See, there you are. We are the one who can build our own success by finding our true self. For me, guys, finding our true self, finding my own self. For me, it is about really who I am, what I am doing with myself. I am respecting what I like, what I want to do with my life, and being honest. Honesty is very important in finding our true self. Being honest to your own self. Being honest who you are, what are passions about, what you care for, who you love. So guys, it is about authenticity, being your own true self. And we cannot, go further with our dreams and goals in life when we don't know who we really are. We don't know our inner feelings. We don't know what we feel, because it is about knowing what we love doing. It is about what can make you happy. So all these things, guys, be true to yourself, be honest to yourself. It is very important that you can do that to yourself, to conquer your fear, going toward your success. You are going to conquer your fears within. You have to conquer your doubts. You have to believe with your own self. You have to trust with your own self. And how can you trust your own self if you don't even know your true self? So guys, therefore, it is very important to be quiet every day, as the book says. Be quiet, have a peaceful place to be quiet and reflect. Reflection is a huge help to clear up our mind, to give more ideas, to work with our mind and with our hearts, to understand our situation, to understand why we are struggling with fears, to understand why we are doubting something. We doubt ourselves many times because we don't believe with ourselves. But if we can find our true self, we believe in ourselves, who we are, we can focus our future with our passion. We can focus our purpose, what we are going to do. What is your purpose in this earth? You can focus all these things when you know your true self. So therefore, it is very important that we must embrace the whole you, the whole me. Being honest with yourself, embrace yourself, accept who you are. Nobody can develop and find your own true self except you and you alone. It is always a mindset work, taking action with yourself, an awareness that you want to live your good life. If you want to live your best life, you must start working and finding your own true self. And the first step is being honest with yourself. Embrace yourself, knowing and respecting your feelings, what you really want. You have to embrace the whole you. So therefore, guys, finding our own true self is very important. So let's begin to work with ourselves, to be honest with ourselves first. How? To be honest and respect your feelings, your emotions, and say the right thing for yourself. Whether others accept you or not, you must just stay honest and being authentic with yourself. This is Yundel. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me here in my life journey. I am eternally grateful to each and every one of you supporting me here in my channel. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all, and bye-bye.